Hi, and welcome back to Disco Elysium, where we wanna go... Have I been here? I don't remember. Was that the shed with a chair? Yeah. Okay. Because I have to have in mind that there is somewhere a hut where the little girl found the gloves of the armor. Ah, there was something to the south. Yeah. I know, I remember. Okay. Don't click on that door. Kim will leave then. What? Is that new? The door's closed for today. Time to put the kids to sleep. But you are still here, yeah? It was you who wanted to give the thing to?
Tequila sunset.
Hey, sorry for being a buzzkill earlier. I'll supply the booze if you supply the story. Oh no, not that. Here, I've got a potent pilsner. Not much, but it will do. Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that? Cool. Shut up, guys, I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you, something happened to me, too. My actual name is George, but around here you already know. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual, founder/junior partner at a high-concept creative service agency. Where my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an assurance firm. I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a culture incubator, abstract value generation, value per person, high-concept stuff. I developed the paradigm, worked with the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me, so I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane. Wait, how many people did you have working for you? 22 full-time employees, an all-star team, a potentially historical set of individuals. Worrying about them often kept me up well into the morning hours. Did the jogging help? I ate that with my trusty Sensari tracksuit. I felt like I could conquer the world, but now my dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit. What happened? One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sounds of keys jangling in your pockets. His eyes are closed. His dilated blood vessels encircling his irises like stinging brambles. His eyes are yours. So I removed the keyring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see. At least that was the plan. It was half-day done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quietly. How wet are we talking? It was a day not unlike this one here. I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass. Ouch. Ouch indeed. In reality was looking rather grim, but then me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up. So I made my way across the yard, standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets. I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key. You've got to be shitting me. I wish I were tequila, I wish I were. Instead of my apartment key, I'd taken the key to the office. So what happened next? I rang my neighbor's buzzers. It was too late, most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of ad-men, you see. One moment someone sheds you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge him, especially since I was known to be one of the best. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Just then I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there. But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the lock that day. And since I had only the best, he'd already done it. I couldn't get in. Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years. My girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with this. He pinches his thigh as to check whether this reality is the reality. So now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh? Wait, is that it? I feel like there are some steps missing. Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long time. If there was anything else to it, I would have thought of it by now. Why didn't you go to the authorities? Well, at one point they came to me, but I didn't have any idea on me, so they tossed me in jail for 2 days. I can't say it increased my faith in the RCM. No offense, gentlemen. I'm almost homeless myself, doesn't seem so bad. The Obo lifestyle definitely has some perks, not having to pay rent first and foremost. Not being responsible for 20 other people is nice too, but that charm wears off pretty quickly. Before you know it, you're wearing a shit-stained tracksuit and spending your days picking tear. Why do you keep losing all your stuff? Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out in this beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty 2-piece lycra tracksuit? I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass, but somehow it all got away from me. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but then I lost it too. The only thing I haven't lost are these 2 drunks. You of all people should empathize with this. Probably this lost jacket is something you could help with. What was the name of your agency? My agency named the Boom Boom Room. Our concept was combining high art with lowest form of marketing, the color red, breasts and oil painting. I convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high-concept cultural incubator called Thin Air. The artists were happy, the clients were happy. I was financing a group of poets in East Revachol who were developing a new universal poetic language, but then it all went to shit. Sounds intriguing. What say you, Art Cop? If it sounds like it makes no sense, that's because it doesn't. Man, mixing high and low, commodifying culture, that is extremely my shit. I know. It was fucking awesome, I know. Too bad I went on a jog, unleashing a cascade of doom that washed it all away. What's up with her tracksuit? What, you never seen 100% lycra before? Go on, feel that primer material. Touch it. Good God. It's nearly impossible to describe how dirty this texture is. It's like rubbing 2 jellyfish skins together. You feel about 15% less human for having touched it. Randomized trials have also found lycra to be associated with a number of exotic, highly malignant cancers, so you also have that to look forward to. And then there's the smell, but you don't even want to think about that. Pretty nice, huh? This might be one of the last of its kind. Should probably be in a museum, honestly. Wow, you're lucky. He never lets me feel it. That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rosie. We're right next to the bay. You could wash them any time. What about the other drunks? My fellow members of the Union of Moribund Alcoholics? They're exactly what they look like. Hey Tequila, wanna buy some speed? Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. He's a cop, remember? I thought he's a cool cop. A gurgling sound comes from the direction of the non-responsive man. And yeah, you're already acquainted with apps. So yeah, that's basically us. We drink together. What's this about a lost jacket? Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. I was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my lycra threads, but it did itch a lot less. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Doom Spiral out, solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say, Tequila? Okay, sure, where did you lose it? If I knew where I lost it, don't you think I'd have it? I mean, maybe I was up the boardwalk, or walking along the beach, or checking out the abandoned fish market. That's a lot of places. Somewhere north of here, that's for sure. You could ask around, see if anyone's seen it. Let me ask you something else. Have you got any more stories? I do. Don't do that now. I can find his jacket. Great. And I can't click the other thing because I finished. Bringing of the law, the law jaw. That looks weird up there. And that's a dead baby. And I lost the rhetoric. Great. But I already succeed all hand-eye coordination passives. Okay, so we know now that why you have law jaw, why you say the law is in a weird manner, and why your jaw does that thing. You had polio as a child, you hadn't gotten vaccinated. It must have been right after the revolution, not a lot of vaccine going around then. So you got infantile paralysis due to polio, and this jaw thing is a complication from that. Admittedly, it's not very funny, but you overcame it. This is little infant survived and became a sharpshooting super cop, so fuck you, polio. Okay. It was this, and now we have to go north to find the thing where we are supposed to meet the other person at 22 or later. We went all the way to everywhere here. Where am I supposed to meet her? Just walk past the fishing village until you see the boardwalk. So this is the boardwalk up here. The rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. There's a box here. Magnesium and nosafat. Okay, that's part of the... Okay, we have the... I always have to wonder about the thing if I still have it. Yeah, let's walk to the left edge of the map. Money. No boat in the boathouse today. This section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. Hypnogamma and oversized superstar sunglasses for savoir-faire. Is your own stardom too dazzling for your eyes? Can't bear to look at your own fabulous reflection in the mirror? Then these classic oversized sunglasses are for you. The boathouse is shoddily reconstructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. And money. Can't go down there. There's another mural. Can I paint that too? Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of this shaded bench, covered in rust. The sign says, Entrée interdite. Entry forbidden. An old ticket taker booth, no longer in operation. People paid money to park here, no one would pay now. Money and tear. Tear and tear. Money. A door, a building, a hiding place. Could the instigator be inside? There's no way the purpose here, officer. Look how scarred the board are. All attempts to pry them off have failed. Can I try to get through? Not this time. The position is insurmountable, but I like the spirits. Have some points. It's lonely and cold without points. And dangerous. Dangerous too. Kim, you think she's in there? The suspect? God, I hope not. I can't see a way in. Though many have tried. Okay, we need physical instrument points to go through there. 2 logic, plus 2 logic, minus 1 perception, and that's a head giving me logic on the loss of perception. Okay, the small wire framing inside this futuristic looking fawn pipe head gives it the aerodynamic shape of a soup skier's helmet. Skiers? Whatever, but none of its protective qualities. Covers the wearer's ears and eyebrows to bring down the drag coefficient. Another boarded up door. Door's not only barred shut, it's inaccessible. Have I looked at this edge? I have. Okay. Let's talk to the mural here. Will be visual calculus. A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other. Look, Kim, even more bullet holes. Something's definitely going down here. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in general, average bullet hole frequency in Martin has grim affairs, meaning this is a lot of bullets, so it looks like fully automated rifle fire, something you don't see these days. Why not? The manufacturing sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We need to retain some humanity in this world. I have a feeling what this might be about. I think they're fresh. They're not from the revolution. That's why... Let's see, do we have more visual calculus? I think we only had the goggles. Nope. Also the commander jacket. Visual calculus, +2. Okay. We can't do better than that. Why there's many bullet holes? A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least. Oh no. Did they get executed here? Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet, no sound or movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic drive is primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. Droplets of rain fall on the wooden planks, the surrounding sand dunes. The clouds block out any rays of light. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillating. Rain and brine have now washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains. What is this? The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed. Look at the people against the wall. A host of men, probably in every day's clothes, wrecked from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting. A common practice for execution in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them. Who were they? Comrades, the forsaken, the wretched who tried to rise against the horrors of the world. The line of soldiers, 7 men in armed combat uniforms, dark clothes, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one? Not at the person standing on the side. The commandant. The one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air, the light of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face. Kim who was who in this execution? At first lieutenant doesn't say a word, he just stares at the wall. I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War, or it could have been the communists put to death during the last stretch of conflict by the coalition forces. It could have even been the employees of the Feld R&D center down the coast, as their building was taken over by the revolutionaries. Or maybe, you mentioned coalition forces, could it have been them against the wall? Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was the commandant. The superior giving the order. Goodbye. Cold Seablind rolls away the figures. That's just reminding me of my plastic tear. Okay. Let's get rid of whatever I put on. What did I put on that? Yeah, no, instead taking my Shivers one. I really like Shivers. And I'm still holding those sunglasses. Okay, then let's move on. We have to go on top of the boardwalk. I'm sorry. I think you are Morel. But I don't really have the time to talk to you right now because I have to get on top of the thing. Tiny cages carefully constructed. The soggy locks smell of ignition fluid. They won't light up. It's almost impossible to get a fire going near the ocean. Money? These heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes crumbling. You two, I think you're Morel and his friend. Could this be the boy class I told you about? Okay, for that we have time. The metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first it looks just like trash, but if you look closer, that over there must be the boy cast you told us about. We should take a look. Pick it up. You lift the boy out of the water without much effort. It's not tight or anything. The cords dangling from the bottom appear to have been cut. Examine the ball. The number 11. Has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A ledge holds it closed, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the ledge has cracked. Simple construction, very unsafe. Sniff the boy. It smells like you would expect it to smell, a contracted version of the coast, soiled, industrial slop and decay. The water this side of the peninsula is cleaner, actually. It smells a little salty. Shake the boy. There's something in there, splashing around. Open it. A shot glass worth of seawater pours out, some algae and nothing else. We're lucky it's still here. A little longer and it would have floated away. We still got here too late. There's nothing of use here anymore. No documents. Who do you think took them? I have no idea. The lieutenant taps its foot, frowning. This is the disaster. Everything is ruined. I wouldn't go so far as to say that. It is only a small loose end. But I do wish we knew who took the documents. Could this be related to the cryptozoologists and their little expedition? In my experience, cryptids are generally uninterested in travel documentation. We should go. You could ask the Miss what she thinks. Later, if you have the time, though you doubt she'll tell you much at this point. So talk to Classy again about the boy. Maybe I should take note of everything that I put away for later. We're talking to you guys later. We could also go to the church or there. Let's just go up to the boardwalk. Another mural. What's that? Of course I have to go down for that. Great. Bars cover the long dusty windows. The remaining windows rattle from strong gusts of wind. They are covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years. Try to see inside. Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea. Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside? No, I won't even try, you know. I had a partner once. They called him Eyes because he had to show me things. It's that bad. This partner of his, Eyes, things didn't end well. It saddens him to say his name. Don't even ask. He wouldn't answer. Maybe some other small task. Talk. Can you still shoot, though? Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I passed my shooting course 7 out of 10. His hands lead the way when it comes to that, and his shoulders, it's reflex. Money. Another power box. It charges nothing now, it's empty. Briber. Money. Nosophet. The fence blocks the path, no way on from here. Okay, let's talk to this mural then. You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signature has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Field Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. No, only the shadow of peeled letters remains. It says tomorrow is just a whisper away. Tomorrow is just a whisper away. Looks like tomorrow never came. Step closer. Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are crackling and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. Felt electrical, how ironic, all these dark rooms. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first. Why do I feel like I know this place? Indeed, somehow you knew it was here, an urban ruin gutted by looters that once used to consume money and dispense warmth and light. What is this building? Some sort of industrial ruin? I don't recognize the name of the company. R&D used to mean research and development. It looks long abandoned. Could Ruby be in there? In there, she could, or she could be in the identical ruin over there, or in that boat shack, or in that church tower maybe. Why single out this one building? Listen to the wind with shivers. An impossible shivers thing. Okay. Got a point. And what's the task? Inspect this mirror thoroughly. It's this mirror. Okay, and I have to pass the shivers thing? Okay, this already gives me shivers, yeah? And no minuses from anything. I don't think I have any other shivers things. Minus. That shivers check, no chance on this shivers check. I think we need more information on why we do that, so let's ask around first. And was it added to the map? Felt mirror. Yeah, it's that one. Ah, that's the phone, I think. Wait, that is a rooftop exit? Bus hum, the electricity flows through the wires with audible power. Let's go down here. Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome. A dead phone, a smashed receiver, like someone hung up too hard. This is a phone. Let's go to that yellow dot I saw before, because I don't feel good about leaving that behind. There's a slit in the concrete here, a sewer. The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth. Hell yo in the slit. There's no echo and no answer. What's in there? Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer. Any idea what's down there, Kim? No idea. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here. Think we might find Ruby down there. We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that mostly collapsed. Reversho's sewage system has been built and rebuilt for 4 or 5 times now. He puts his glass back on. In conclusion, she could be under any building, but not in there? I hope not. And we finished the magnesium-based life form. And we lose a logic. But we get munition. That's great. We tell them, hell no, you're about to become a magnesium-based life form. The age of the primitive carbon man is done. No longer must mankind rely on slow-working background radiation to take us further into our genetic destiny. This is the era of guided evolution, and magnesium is the key. You're the first of your species. The next step in human evolution. An advanced magnesium proto-man who makes it up, drinks it down, and sniffs it sideways. Wait, do I have 3 points again? Okay. What's next? Logic. Let's go down a bit so that we are sure we don't miss anything. Oh, there's so much to go on here. Let's leave that for later. A kick drum pulse. The music's coming from somewhere on the ice. Okay, that's where the music is coming from. And this is the church I heard about. That's also for the next time. Let's look at this telephone, which should give me the time needed to advance to go on the boardwalk and find the other person. A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone unless you're out of change. Pick up the handset. Button sends in and dial a random number 005-2403-155. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this? Enter phone. Someone wakes up. Pierre? Is that you? Pierre? The voice is female and sounds about 100 years old. No, this is not Pierre. Do you have any news about Pierre? Who is Pierre? He's my sister's grandson. He used to visit me as a lad. Fine young man. But who are you then? A salesman of some sort? Modern goods are rubbish. I can't afford them anymore. It's a shame what you did to our country. I'm not a salesman. I was just calling a random number and you somehow ran with it. This is because we are brat leaders. I can hear the common or mixed background from your voice. I just so wanted it to be Pierre. Have a pleasant evening, prankster. Oh, I can call random numbers. Great. How will I ever know if that's anything that helps me? Money and chair. Wait, what? That's the cloak he's missing. The jacket. Someone has left an undefiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad. Take a closer look. It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed, and dangling arms suggest that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on the bench to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass. Please tell me you're not taking that with you. I think this is the jacket the idiot Doom Spiral guy wanted me to find. I'm sure he will be thrilled to have it returned. And the next thought. The Searchlight Division. Perception. Even more. You've sharpened your senses by being on the lookout for missing persons. Now you notice more of what's happening around you. Perhaps when you're done with this case, you can join the Searchlight Division of the RCM and find every Revocolian that's ever gone missing without a trace. There's undoubtedly a backlog of such traces. Because you never know, a missing person could be just around the edge, barely out of sight. How many points do I have now? I have 10. What do you say about the minus? Takes in every final detail of the physical world, enough to overwhelm all but the strongest mind. Yeah, I have the strongest mind. And I found tear. And I have the filthy jacket in my inventory, and I can interact with it. This filthy wreck has been at the mercy of the elements for quite some time. It's streaked with seagull shit and it normally be stiff from God knows what natural processes. You can't even tell what brand it is. Are you sure I can't? As you hold it in your hand, it makes an uncomfortably crunching sound. Man, how did this jacket get so disgusting? It's a sordid and filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it? Think about it. It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it. It smells like a dead sea creature tangled in grey stands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide disposited it ashore. Okay, but what's the crust made of? Somehow it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk, if not by human hands, then perhaps by feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night. The faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent some time on the ground before someone draped it over the railing. What happened once someone put it on the railing? The crust is hard, the jacket spent at least a day baking in the sun. Who knows what happened to it then? Somewhere high above the city, a pair of seagulls trace loops through the air. They are just like the bombardiers of the aerostatic brigades gliding over the target-rich environment. All of a sudden, the bomb bay doors open, and their white glittering payload rushes to the ground. An explosion of white on a man's shoe. A curse goes up, but the birds do not hear. Why did I just spent all this time thinking about seagull shit? It's too late. You've already thought about it, and now your hands are covered in muck. Maybe if I wipe my hands on my pants? What? No, then it'll just be on your pants. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out. Great. I got the jacket and I'm here and it's 22 o'clock. So let's first look if we go somewhere down here. In case it didn't trigger something because it was before 22 o'clock. Okay, no. So pigs must be somewhere on the other side. Okay. Let's enter. That's locked. And another postcard. Did I ever read them all? I can't remember. This was this one. This one has written hell on the back. It could not be further from the truth. It's the boom years, and Kuron, the nicest district in Revachol West, is enjoying a sun-drenched day. Tall and handsome buildings rise from the riverside, steel, iron, and yellow limestone with cloud shadows sliding on the facades. A coin-operated weighing machine. It hasn't been used for a decade. Mega Binus prescription lenses, encyclopedia but minus perception. Vagrants have recently painted the top red. Water drips from it. Nope, I can't go there. A makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. I see money on the ground. The tarp will keep out neither rain nor snow nor wind. Money on the table. I didn't see the table, but I did see the money on it. A big wine canister. It's open and empty. Moonshine probably. Smells like fermentation. Wait, wasn't I able to go around this side? That's a person up there. Careful there. These floorboards look rotten and weak. It's the smell. It's awful and familiar. What is it? Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency, that faintly cloying sweetness? Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. It is death. It must be. Kim, what's that smell? The lieutenant has already caught a handkerchief to his nose. Eyes up, detective. Something's not right here. There's a dead person lying around. Go past it. This coin operator viewer has been out of order for years. Stop messing with the coin viewer and hold on to something. The wind is so strong. Talk to the person. A working class corpse. A man lies on the... Oh my god, that's the husband. His limbs lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits, its cramped heart, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the left leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as 2 weeks old corpse, but it's definitely heading there. Hold on. The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. Two bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life. The validity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is, he's been dead for 2 days, no longer. We need to investigate. Another dead body, that's your job. Steal yourself. My guess? He's alive. Study the surroundings. There's some dried blood on the metal bench right where the corpse head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby and the chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. Examine the chewing gum wrapper. Rubovsky spearmint chewing gum, green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall. Look in. The blackness of death stench. You see the defiled chewing gum too. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. Solidified on his lower rear teeth. He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same. In a ditch of road below the 881 he thinks. A young father. Then he shakes his head to make his memory stop. The bottle. A 0.75 liter Cholula vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside. Tear all around us. He looks at two other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag. I would prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper. True, it feels disrespectful. Examine his head. A dry chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. In a movement it's sticky and cold to your touch. This is where he came out of himself. Drop by drop when he was unconscious. It took 3, maybe 4 minutes. I don't think any major wounds, do you? It's hard to say. Seems like his head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench. Step on the floorboards. The boards screech under the weight of the T500 ceramic sabotons. A good thing they're so light, because it's hard to determine whether it was the dead man's weight that caused the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below as something cracks beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him. Study his clothes. He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest. A cool leather jacket with a bolt of blue? Oh no, this sounds terribly familiar. I search his pockets to find a folded library card. You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into two. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand. Good, we should take a look at that library card after this is done. Study the man himself. The man is falling through the crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still tangling through the hole. A bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark. His face. His expression is dull like the sea behind him, drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height 170 to 175 centimeters, curly hair, stout build, age 50 to 60 years. He was confused when he died, confused and alone, was likely overcome with the awful surprise of it all. He was just about to head home. The first step back home proved to be his last. That's what the chewing gum seems to point to as well. Who is this man? Looks like one of the locals. You would have known the spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think? A dead working class man with a bottle in hand? Don't deceive yourself. You know who it is. We know who this is. It's the working class woman's missing husband, dead on the boardwalk. The woman you met at the bookstand? Why do you think it's her husband? Because it's the most working class death you've ever seen. The leather jacket, it matches her description perfectly. The right blue lining? Well, he's definitely someone's husband. Points at a ring on the man's left hand. What do you think happened here? Death by misadventure, he slipped and fell through the boardwalk, a truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive. You think he was drunk? Oh yes, what about alcohol poisoning and liver failure? Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior, but I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure. What about the kebab? What about it? It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the pox. Sometimes kebab is just kebab. Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous. They sealed this place off after the news reached the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. I have to drink. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city clowns' hands clean. Could it be related to the lynching? No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case. Agreed. If this somehow converges later, why not, but keep it simple for now. Alright. What should we do with them? From where I stand now, I can see two options. We either take this case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle. Hold on, what about field autopsy? A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma and leave it at that. Let's keep this detour as short as possible. The sooner we get back to find Ruby, the better. Yes, but isn't that kind of sloppy? Maybe, but we don't really have that much time or resources to spare. The guys at the processing will take care of the rest. We found him, we should finish this. Alright, we should first examine that library card you found, then we can call the station for my kinema, let them know we're taking the case. We have a new case? Wow, we have a new case. We found these. Oh, who's their idiotic idea were square and beige plastic frames anyway. Beige is a color that does not look good on anyone, not to mention that seeing the world through these exceedingly thick lenses feels almost nauseating. A library card found from a pocket of the dead man on the Martinez boardwalk. It's still slightly damp to the touch. The cover bears stamps of the Jamrock Public Library. Let's interact with that. Library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads Central Jamrock Public Library card issued to Billy Megin, expires July 53. Billy is a unisex name, could be deceased or his family member. Look at the back side. If lost, please return this card to the library. Dial this number or visit it as Moreau Street 78, Jamrock. Business hour 9 to 18. Good. We should give them a call from my kinema if we can learn anything about Billy Megin. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find list of books written in blue pencil, radio thriller, Stand a Little Less, Between Me and the Sun, The Glinting Curve. The library stamp indicates that a book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre, some thrillers too. And we put it away. Trash can. There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab paper in the trash bin. The kebab wrapper. You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup in it, as well as tomato veg. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. It's no older than a day or two, no mold yet. It's hard to concentrate on the smell. The sea air brings some relief. Examine the cigarette package. Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. Brand name means Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content. And the tear. 2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up, they seem unhygienic. A tragedy. He shakes his head with genuine sadness. Okay. But how do I get to the left? Did I not pick it up? More tear butters. Did I put away the thing for something? Might be. Yeah, I made something. I opened something with the thing. Where's the person? I didn't even see a door until now. And how do we get to the other side of this? Oh, we don't. We can't get to the other side of this. Okay. We're on the boardwalk. It's 22 o'clock. Where are you? Is this not a boardwalk? Is there another boardwalk? This one? In the fishing village, maybe. No, they said north from the fishing village, didn't they? I mean, that's not the pig's woman, is it? And this is... Wait. Did you always wear a tie? Or are you
You're back. Good.
Yeah. And that's a scarf, not a tie. Yeah, I know I have stuff. Please go out of... Stop flashing in my screen.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down, bastards.
Why does she care about the waves so much? What is it with you and those waves? What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living, so ask them to accommodate to me. But until then, that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So what will it be? Okay. So let's go back to the boardwalk. Maybe we have to go back tomorrow. Let's save here, return to the boardwalk. We can't even enter a building and exit it again to reset everything. I mean, I'm pretty sure that this is what's called a boardwalk. Oh, this is a person with a gun. What kind of check might we get? Let's try for a physical instrument. Which would be you. Or you. Oh, but that would also be minus authority. I don't want to take the minus authority. Yeah, get rid of that, because I won't need that. Can take a tool in the hand. Yeah, let's take the primer. Let's see what else. There are physical instruments, okay. Okay. I think I'm prepared for this, as best as I can.
Put your hands where I can see them.
The aging woman on the mountain of police paraphernalia mumbles to herself and notices you and reaches for the megaphone.
Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now! Show me your hands right now!
Scavenging battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light shows reveal a gun in her shaking hand. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
The firearm immediately.
Easy, ma'am. Take it easy.
To comply. Suspect is displaying aggression. Officer under duress. Officer under duress. I am the police. Don't move. Don't move. Hands on your head. Suspect is armed and dangerous.
Ma'am, I need you to calm down. We just want to talk.
Vascular neck restraint. Carotid sleeper. Carotid sleeper. Critically reducing blood from passing through the neck of the suspect.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
This is dangerous. You're 70% certain you always leave your gun loaded. Oh, it's hand-eye coordination. I'm bad at that. Okay. Let's load it again to save commit to have hand-eye coordination prepped, because that will be dangerous. And that's the last thing we'll do for today. Okay, so no problem with the ledger. Hand-eye coordination. I have stuff for that, don't I? Yeah. Okay. That's as good as it gets.
Put your hands where I can see them. Show me your hands.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
Failure to comply. I am the police. Don't move. Lateral.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
We can solve this peacefully. Please lower the weapon. Officer in need of assistance. Suspect at large. Get on the ground. Ma'am, please, we want to help you, but you need to lower that weapon. Let's just talk, alright? Sector, take the shot. Big red key. Big red key. Disturbance reported. Authorized deadly force. Big red key, that's the code for battering ram. Cop talk, you know this. What happened to make her like this? Loneliness. Yes, sure, but also in a less abstract way, the neurodegenerative disease I mentioned earlier. Ma'am, we're here to help. Tell us what's wrong. The woman looks at you, but through you, like you don't exist. Her eyes gleam feverishly and rotating police beacon lights reveal a deep scratched mark on her sheet. Recent, self-inflicted. This is the police unfollow engagement, hands on the ground, Sunday. So that's how Kunres must have felt when you pointed the gun at her. I hear you, ma'am. Look. Hands on the ground. Lieutenant eyes stay fixed to the woman and her gun. He studies them closely and mumbles, fascinating. See, this is what happens when we are not around. Please identify yourself, ma'am. It's goddamn police shitbag. Hug the pavement, you're under arrest. As she waves her hand, you notice familiar looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountains of the police gear on her back. Medicine or drugs? She thinks she's a police officer. Try treating her like a police officer, a lower ranking police officer. Officer Pix, double Gifrateur, Harrier Dubois, requesting your signed arm for inspection. Hold up my badge. What? Patrol officer, you're in gross violation of the RCM Code of Conduct. Sir, she hesitates, looking around in confusion, the 3-barreled pepper box wavers in hand. Patrol officer, I have to sign you up for a disciplinary hearing. Easy, press her to out, and she, with a swift, poorly concentrated movement, slams the megaphone against her lips and teeth. A trickle of blood runs down her chin. She doesn't notice. Offer compromise, unlawful impersonation, pigs en route. Engage at will. She's more agitated now. My bad. Are you on drugs? Confiscated contraband, restricted assets, 2 kilos missing, eyewitness report compromised. I don't think she's on drugs. Being off drugs might actually be the problem here. You are not the police. We are the police. Back up, back up, back up status unconfirmed. Yes, I'm the backup. Here to back you up. You are Mr. Moron? No aggravated assault? Man down, suspect on foot? What's the situation, officer? Law enforcement compromised. Impersonating a police officer. Does she not believe you two are actually police officers? We really are cops. Look, my badge. License and registration, common dispatch, director, sector, azimuth. It's not a code. She's just disjointed words. So, we're not getting better than this. It's a rogue cop on the loose. Let's try it. Alright, here's the plan. You hurl the ledger in her face. Alright, already darting right, and immediately close the discount. Left hand grabs the barrel, right one breaks the wrist. No, that won't be necessary. Look closer. The gun, all 3 barrels, red and blue light shining through it. It's not loaded. Ma'am, the weapon you're holding is mine and I know it has no bullets. What? The woman looks at the weapon, disbelief, her eyes suddenly reddish with tears. She looks straight down the barrel and squeezes the trigger. A click, nothing happens. She looks at the useless weapon. This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real. What is this? The gun lands on the wooden planks and tears run down her scratched cheeks. Police guns always have bullets. What is it? What is this? Why did you sell me this? She looks devastated. Grab the gun. This might be your only chance. Pick up your gun. No one ever cares anymore. Why would they shoot me like this? Great gears are grinding to a halt. The machine is powering down. She's all of short. Poor woman, we need to figure out what to do with her now. Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me. You're not alone. We are all here. The woman stands in front of you, motionless, unresponsive, almost like an inanimate object now, the amount of police paraphernalia. In there she is alone, trapped in a world of blue and red lights. Her children and their children. If there were any, stopped coming when it got really bad. What do you think is happening to her? She's in stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this. But why was she like this in the first place? Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8, and loneliness. Yes, this is what happens when you listen to too many cop shows on the radio. There's a bit more to this than that, but right now we need to decide what to do with her. Should we just arrest her? I don't think there's any need for that in her current state, and without the gun she isn't really a threat to anyone. We could delete Titus now. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family. Yeah, Titus sounds like the man for the job. Then we can ask him once we get back to the whirling, but we have to hurry, cause it's late and they might have already gone home. But I think we're done here for now. Let's head out. This is done. As you turn to leave, the faintest of voices comes from the room. Please leave the radio on, she mutters. It seems like a reflex, a half-remembered sentence. Reflex to what? Being left alone? She stands motionless, just a heap of clothes and flashes now. Maybe if you search her once more. Okay, Hardy and the pigs. And we get a tool. A 3-shot revolving barrel Valier-LaSalle pepper box, typically assigned to officers of the RCM upon reaching the rank of sergeant. The butt of the gun is worn and engraving on the side seat. Sunrise Parabellum. This is your gun, no doubt about it. And I have 2 bullets. Okay, next point. Rhetoric again. Let's try speaking to her again. Maybe? This woman stands slumped. She looks catatonic under a amount of RCM paraphernalia. Is one of those things a police cap? There were narcotics in there too. You thinking of them? Do. Pick up the RCM cap. She doesn't even flinch as you reach out and disentangle the familiar-looking lieutenant's cap from a mountain of RCM paraphernalia. Oh, is that yours? It's hard to say. It's been so long since you wore yours. Mine? No, it's ours, the RCM's. The lieutenant nods. It's your head. Shake her shoulder. The old woman doesn't react to your touch. Confiscate the narcotics. You take a file of parallel and a bottle of speed, as evidence, obviously. She didn't consume them, she didn't look high, she confiscated them, a little like you are doing now. You're taking those, are you? Fine, you take them then. Thank you. I'm doing this to help you. We need focus on the case. He's grateful you did this. I never took any of those. Why are you thinking that? And we have our police cap, which gives us authority. The cap is sturdy and comfortable and seems to retain its form very well. It fits you perfectly. The inside of it smells like cheap tobacco and typewriter ink. It feels familiar somehow. Perhaps it too is yours, though how the pigs got it is a mystery. We have the cap. And our thing. We don't have police trousers, but we have like my starting trousers. Not them. Where are the other trousers? Those were also not my starting trousers. Where are my starting trousers? It had to be them here. This. And then this. Yeah, we're looking like police now. Great. I'm putting back my encyclopedia hat. And what jacket did I wear a second ago? This one always. And the pants are the fawn pants. Okay, so we're ready to go on now. Let's get to the Hardy Boys as soon as we can in the next episode. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow.